Welcome to another tutorial of Kaizen HRMS. In this tutorial, we are going to be focusing on how you can control access to different parts of the system for your employees. So obviously you don't want everybody to have access to everything. You want to make sure that not everybody is able to generate the payroll. You want to make sure that not everybody is able to add an employee, because then if you just leave it open, you may never know what can happen in the system. So today we are focusing on how you control access to various modules and parts of the system through the settings. So this is where you go to the settings down here. When you click that, you go to roles and permissions. So you scroll down here. Until you get to roles and permissions. So when you click that, it's going to allow you to create roles. Now this Kaizen comes with default roles for admin, client, and employee, and these cannot be edited, they cannot be deleted because they must be there. But you can go to manage roles and create your own role, your custom role for the organization, right? So if this admin is somebody who sees and has access to everything, the employee is a generic user account that allows them to access only those things that they are supposed to access, and the same thing for the client. But if you want to create your own, you go to here. So for example, let's say you want to create a role for marketing officer, right? For marketing officer, or could be a business development officer or something like that, but let's just go with marketing officer. So you create that, and then you can go and create another one. I just want to make sure I create two before we go further. Let's say this is human resource officer, right? So when you create that, now you have two roles, two custom roles that you have created. And so far you have not assigned any of your employees to any of these two roles. So like this has 0 members, the same as this has 0 members. Now, when you want to manage or control what the people under this permission or under this role are going to be able to access or be able to do in the system, you go to permissions. What are the permissions for the marketing officer, or what are the restrictions? So when you click that, it gives you all these modules that are available here in the Kaizen system. All of these modules that are available are presented here, and you have 4 options in controlling what kind of access are they going to have, or what kind of interaction are they going to have. Are the marketing officers going to have with all of these modules? So you manage each module separately. All right. Now, if you want to make sure that the marketing officer can access everything, you can just select all. But that does not make any sense because there's already a role of admin that can do that. All right. So we just deselect that. And essentially what happens here is you want to say, okay, will the marketing officer be able to add clients, for example, here? So if you want the marketing officer to be able to add clients, which I think is accurate because they are the ones who are doing marketing, and if a client says, okay, we want to do business with you, then obviously you want to allow these people to add the client to the system. Should the marketing officer be able to view the clients? Yes. Should they be able to update the client? Yes. Should they be able to delete? Maybe we should leave it to the admin to do that. We can just allow them to add, view, update, but not delete. Employees, should they be able to add or edit, to add, view, update, delete employees? Why would a marketing officer be doing that? So we just leave it like that. Projects, should they be able to add? Maybe, because there's a marketing project somewhere. To view, obviously. Update, obviously. And delete, maybe just leave it there. On their attendance, they can be able to add or view, but they are only adding their own attendance. User can view this or his own attendance even without any permission. All right. So in this case, let's just disable them, because by default they can access their own attendance. All right. The tasks, should they be able to, as it says here, user can view the task assigned to him even without any permission. So that is default. We don't need to do anything on that. But should we allow them to add tasks? Yes. Should we allow them to view tasks? This means they'll be able to view everybody's tasks within the system. All right. And then we go to update tasks. let's not allow them to delete. Should they be able to create estimates? These are quotations. Yes, let's just do yes, 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 because now these are in the marketing department. The invoices, obviously, yes. Payments, maybe no, maybe we should leave that to the accountants. Time logs, let's just, maybe they can put in events, they can update the tickets. Yeah, maybe because they're dealing with the leave. Yeah, they can add and view leads. Definitely they need to indicate what leads they are facing in the business world. Maybe let's not delete holidays, no expenses, contracts. Maybe they can add an expense because of the things that they're doing. Requisition, they should be able to make some requisition but not be able to delete. Recruitment, no. Timesheet, no. So these are the things that you have allowed your marketing officer to access and not to access, as you have customized it here. All right. So if you just go there, it will disappear. And then if you do go to the human resource officer, it's pretty much the same thing. So it depends on you knowing the hierarchy or the structure of your organization, who is allowed to do what. So this probably should be done by somebody high up in the organization, maybe the admin officer, the human resource officer, maybe, or the actual founder or something, if it's just a startup or a small organization. So it's the same thing with the human resource officer. You can choose what you want them to add, what you want them to not to access, and so on and so forth. So I'll just leave it here for now and start adding members to the first group, the marketing officer. All right, sorry, this is the human resource officer and this is the marketing officer. So when you want to add groups or groups of people to that group, sorry, I kind of stomach. If you want to add, I'll take it slow. If you want to add people to that role with those permissions that you have specified, you come here. You come here on members and start adding members. When you just click on the members area, it will give you the list of all the employees in the organization. So if you just click, choose member, you see all of these coming up. So let's choose Abriel Ndau and Abigail Gama, all right, as two members that are having roles as defined for the marketing officer. So now you see that there are two members. For the admin, for the human resource manager, there is nothing. So it shows 0 members, but we can add somebody just for the purpose of experimenting. All right, let's just do Doreen and James Manda. All right, save it there. I just want to make sure that we go back to the permissions here so that we see what these people are able to see. Now, let's just take one module, for example, because what I want to do is to make sure that we log in as one of the people that are added to this role and see if what we have done is legit. So the clients, they are able to add, view, update, but they're not able to delete. All right. So let's just take that and try to experiment it if it's working properly. One thing that I'm going to urge you to do is to make sure that you clear your cache each and every time you make these big changes in the system, especially when you're dealing with payroll and these permissions. You need to clear the cache of your browser, because then the old settings may be applied, may be the one that are taking effect regardless of the new changes that you have made. All right, so what you do is, let's just log out so that we can log in as one of the people there. I'm just gonna go to settings. I'm using the browser the Chrome browser, so I'm just gonna go to settings so that we just make sure that we clear the cache of the browser, and for the new changes to take effect. So if you go to cache and then clear browsing data, and just leave the browsing history, don't check it, don't check the cookies and site data, but the cached images and files, these need to be cleared out. So if you clear the data and then you go back here and then you refresh, just to make sure that the new changes are reflecting. This is very important. And then we log in as this person, s2i.com, I think that's the email, I think, for one of the members under the new role. I hope it works. Oh yes, it is there. So this one, as you can see, they have logged in here, but automatically it tells them that they have logged in as the marketing officer. So it shows you the title or the role under which you have been assigned. So if you go here, it will show you Abriondau, and then it will show you all these permissions, right? So now let's go to clients, because clients, we said they can add, they can view, they can update, but they cannot delete. So if I go as a marketing officer, I go here, I want to add a client. Obviously it's allowing me to do it because I have the permission to do that, and I'm just going to say Andromeda as our client. Andromeda as our client. The website is Andromeda-mw.net, and then the address is there, the client name, the contact person is here. Let's say Mr. James Wagu, and okay, I'm not supposed to put the Mr. there because it's already so here you put the client email, and then let's just say what this is, James at Andromeda-mw.net. The mobile number, let's just put anything else. The password, let's just put something else, and then you can put, if you know, their Skype IDs or usernames, all of these, LinkedIn, Facebook, shipping address, GST numbers, notes, any note that you want to attach to the client. That's it. So what Kaizen does, if you do save, it's going to send a notification to this email and say you have been added as a client to this account on Kaizen, right? So you can see now that I am able to view this, like James Wagu, as the new client that I've added, but I am not able to delete it because those permissions are not allowing me to do it. All right, so we need to take special attention or special note of that once you allow these permissions, they are going to take effect right away after you clear the browsing cache. So just make sure that the new changes can take effect. So essentially, that is how you deal with roles and permissions. So I think I was excluded from projects, but I was given the right to add projects. I'm just trying to remember something that that I was excluded from doing. But essentially, as you can see, the projects module allows me to add, but it's not allowing me to delete or do anything else. So for example, if I go to action, you see that I can edit, I can view the Gantt charts and public Gantt charts, but there is no option to delete it because that has been disabled. So you need to take special time before you actually open up Kaizen to everybody to make sure that they have access to the right modules, and even with each modules there is that strict control that for this one, yes, you can access it, but you can only maybe add or view, but you cannot edit or delete it. So that is all about permissions and roles. Thank you very much.